I need help from anybody out there that may be watching this to help bring Kiara home. You know, her family and friends miss her.
And I'm calling my baby. And he always answers for me.
No. But what about those who can't do that?
Exactly.
What about those parents?
The questioning from the attorneys and the testimony from the detective.
Because over here at PEACHY Time, we're about bringing awareness.
So much stuff and bad things that I know God ain't gonna give me
locked up. And I was trying to see if y'all have her, and the sheriff answered the phone, one of the deputies.
If you've not seen it, been around it, dealt with it, you know, I mean, they have
great times.
And I feel like that was my biggest downfall is my heart.
I really want to do this show. So I'm trying to stay as strong as I can. You already know, we do it every episode. You gotta listen to my babies. Here they go.
PEACHY time. PEACHY time. PEACHY time. PEACHY time. PEACHY time. Thank you for watching my mommy. PEACHY time. PEACHY time.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk time current events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Tune in on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Come join us on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Join us on PEACHY Time. PEACHY Time. Yeah.
in order for y'all to do what God is calling y'all to do, to take y'all platform for it to plateau and it can go to levels that you never seen, don't best believe it's gonna come with devils.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
Me.
She will. Peachy will. I think she's having technical difficulties, so we're gonna hop in for it until she jump back on. But Peachy will, Miss Peachy time will, you know what I'm saying? We are here again with another beautiful show. Welcome and what up, though, to everybody in the building. If you guys don't know, my name is Jason, you know, so when things do like this happen, I pop in when I got to, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna show out and have such a good time. So big shout out to the missus for always providing us with a wonderful show. And as like no other Wednesdays, when it gets down to it, we bring on those families and the people that have been impacted by a loss of a loved one through violence. Nonetheless, you know, we want to bring light and love to them. So we'll be having a special program tonight and all this week. So make sure you guys are tapped in and see what families we bring back from previous shows. And tonight we have two special individuals that I can't wait to have a dialogue with tonight. But before we hop into that, you know, you guys got to go and do something, right? I need y'all to make sure y'all go and follow us on follow us on YouTube and Roku. At the top of the year, starting off on January 1st, we will be running live only on YouTube and Roku. So if you guys want to make sure that you're watching and tagging along and being part of the process, follow us on YouTube and Roku. Now, if you don't know how to follow us, which is a shame, I hope you do. You're going to go ahead and type in PEACHY Time. That's right. Peachy Tea Time, and time is spelled with the Y, TYME. You hear me? Now, if you're gonna go over to Roku, this is really important for you to follow us. Just like how you find all other apps like Disney Plus, Paramount, Netflix, how you find all of those apps, you will find us the exact same way. So you'll go down to the big plus symbol, you're going to type in Peachy Tea Time, TYME, and then that'll be able to find us on the Roku. And then you can watch us anytime, any day for any previous shows, but also all current live shows that we put on Wednesdays and others, right? Now, we do need you guys to go follow us on YouTube, and that's the same exact thing. That's Peachy Tea Time. But when you're over on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit the bell notification, and also drop a comment when we're live. So then that way we know that you're in the building. Just like Gisette just said, she says hello. We have Mama Peach in the building. She says, hey, everyone, Mama Peach is watching on the Roku. You know what I mean? And we also got Miss Carmen in the building. She says, hey, Peachy and Jason. So we welcome you all in. If you're also in the building and you're feeling timid, just go ahead and drop something in the chat. We'll say hello to you as well. Tonight, our show will be a special one. Again, all of them are, but these two individuals have been working with us and helping us with providing not only comfort and special words of encouragement to other families and bringing us families. We now get to sit down and talk to them about their families, right? We have Miss LORIA PEREZ in the building with us, and then we also have Miss Tiffany in the building. So we're going to be bringing those guys up here relatively soon. So guys, make sure you sit back and relax and you know, hear their story, because that's the best part. We get to hear their story. They're always a building block and a strong support system for others. And now it's time for us to give back to them and be a strong support system for them as well as they talk about their story. Now, before we do that, we're going to hop into a quick little commercial and then just pay a few bills real quick until we get Miss Peachy back in the building. You hear me? Again, guys, go ahead and hit that like button, but also follow us over on Facebook and what was that? Roku TV. That's right. Let's go ahead and plop this intro in again, and she should be right with us.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Tune in on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Come join us on Peachy Tea Time. Peachy Tea Time. Join us on Peachy Tea Time. Yeah.
In order for y'all to do what God is calling y'all to do, to take y'all platform to where it's a plateau and it can go to levels that you never seen, don't best believe it's gonna come with devils.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
Tried to hold me down. They tried to hold me down.
Tried to do it to you.
Hold me down.
Oh no, you got to keep on moving. You know shit.
Right, they tried to get me, Jason. The devil is a lie.
Hey, look, they forgot you got a cold piece behind you. They forgot about that. They didn't know that.
But I tell you, I'm sitting up here like I got the best co-host in the earth. Poolie in the background talking about, go ahead on, Jason. Go ahead. I'm like, oh my God. So for everybody that's watching, welcome. Me and Jason, we still gonna clean it up.
That part. We still gonna clean it up.
My son just unplugged my computer. He was trying to plug up his laptop for school, make sure that it's, charged up for tomorrow. And he accidentally unplugged my computer.
He did the whole unplug on you. He said, look, he took the battery out your back.
And then Jason, now, when I told y'all that I was going to restart my computer right before the show started, that's why we was late. And I told y'all they had to update. Well, to my surprise, it didn't update. But baby, when Trey decided that he gonna unplug my computer,
It
it said
updated then.
update time. So, baby, I am here. I am here. I am back in the building. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. This is a very special edition. We've never done this before, as far as had two mothers on the show that we are bringing together on the show that has lost two kids to gun violence. LORIA has actually lost three children, but two of them was through gun violence. So I wanted them to connect. They do not know each other. They have gotten to know each other, within these last 10 minutes, 15 minutes probably. But I'm so happy to have them connect with each other. You never know when you need somebody, that's going through what you've been through, to lean on, to cry with, because they understand. They understand. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring them up. I really hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show, the awareness that will be brought to you all tonight. And again, Jason, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For stepping in, doing what he's supposed to do. He could have just sat there and be like, well, she'll be back once in a minute. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what's going on. No, either. And before we do move forward, guys, I forgot to mention, we are still taking in the request or the letters for the memorial of the memorial present that we have for families that have lost loved ones. We've done November and we've also done September and November. Now we're looking for December's family candidate. So if you guys want to continue to send them letters in with the family that you want to recommend for the special gift from Peachy Time, and you can see it was just on the screen there, we're going to get them a customized special gift for their family to commemorate the loved one that they have lost through tough times. So get those letters in.
All right, good job, Jason. Good job. And I heard Jason tell y'all, but I'm gonna say it again. The first of the year, baby. The first show is January 3rd. We will be having Sabrina Mackey on the show. And we will be moving. We are moving strictly to YouTube and Roku TV. But Jason, I have a heart. I had a heart. The Lord changed my mind. The Lord changed my mind. And we will broadcast Sabrina's show live on Facebook and Twitch just as well.
Hey, let's go.
Now, after that, y'all, I'm sorry, but we got to move over. We got to move over. I'm learning so much about YouTube and everything. So we got to move over. I got to study it. So thank y'all. I appreciate you, boos. Mwah. All right, moving right along. Let's get started with this show, baby. I've been waiting on this show. Because I love both of these ladies. When I tell you, my heart is with these two ladies. Tiffany, I've been knowing Tiffany since I was 15, 14 years old. LORIA, I have not known her that long, but Jason, I'm here to tell you, it don't matter how long you've known the person.
No, not at all.
It don't matter at all whatsoever. That's just a bonus. That's a bonus when you've known them for years. But LORIA, I feel so connected to her. I love her dearly. My heart goes out to her and to Tiffany tonight. So we are going to go ahead, get started. Let's pull them on up. It's time to pull up, baby. Let's get started. Here go LORIA. Hey, LORIA, how are you, beautiful?
I'm great. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. Before we go any further, I must say this. To always give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely.
Regardless of the situation, regardless of the past, give credit to where credit is due. I never thought I would be mentioning this name anymore, but I got to give credit where credit is due. Thank you to Bernardo. Because if it wasn't for Bernardo, I would never have met this beautiful, beautiful woman. So Bernardo, if you're watching, thank you so much for connecting me with Loria. Loria, you already know how I feel about you, girl. You already know.
Same here.
I have to say that. I have to say it. Give credit where credit is due. So, Loria, this your second time, girl. You
Yeah.
is back in
Yes.
full effect. How you feel? Since the last time we've seen you, especially about coming back onto Peachy Tea Time.
It's a different feeling coming back. I mean, our bond and me and your connections, I be behind the scenes of your shows,
Yep.
when I got that free time, I got to get on Mrs. Peachy Tea Time, so I'm always in the audience and I'm always making sure that your guests getting that comfort, just in case they need somebody just to spurge that word of encouragement from another angel mom or just from another mom, period. I'm always in that back scene. I ain't too far from you.
Yes, he is. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I thank Loria so much. Another give credit to where credit is due moment is to Loria. Loria, she helps bring families on just as well. Um, Anytime I need to find somebody, that came on through Bernardo, but I may not have been able to get in contact with them, I can always contact Loria. Shout out to Yumika just as well. She's another person that helps me, bring families back or just to get in contact with them, just to say, hey, hey, I'm still thinking about you, But once Bernardo left, I had to take over everything all on my own. So now I have people's contacts information, Loria. I'm able to contact them just to say, hey, how you doing? You good today? I was thinking about you, because at the end of the day, we all the same. We all human. We all go through things, but y'all have been through a little extra than some of us. You know what I'm saying? So I know that brightens a person's day. If shit, it brightens my day when somebody calls me and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Not wanting anything, just want to say hi. You know what I'm saying? So it don't hurt to do that, y'all. It don't hurt to do that. So if you know somebody, that has lost someone, just pick up the phone, send them a text, call them, whatever. Just let them know you're thinking about them and they on your mind. All right, all right. Let's go ahead, Loria, and pull up Tiffany. Tiffany is down there. She is in the building. Tiffany, I think she stepped away for a second. Jason, I thought once I said that little spiel, I see her pop back
She'll
up.
be back in time, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, let me go there and talk about that. But before that, Loria, tell us a little bit on what are some of the new things that has been happening? Because you're you're an activist, not like an activist. You're an activist. So what are some of the things that has been happening new in your community since Peachy Tea Time?
Well, the awareness that us angel moms out here in South Bend got our boots to the ground is loud and clear. I am not the only angel mom that's with an organization that we birthed called Connected Be to Change, but we are out here. We spread our wings a little bit. She's working with the youth and young adults. That's her passion, and my passion is working with the angel parents and the survivors. And together, we're just soaring the city and letting people know that we ain't going nowhere. And to our survivors and our angel parents, you are not alone. We are all in a club that we did not want to join, but we have control of the speed of this roller coaster. And it's my duty to step in and lead my grief by example. But not only that, to show them how to stir that roller coaster. We in control of this, and I want people to know that, and they're not alone with it. And that's why I stay on the grounds. I've been telling them I've been looking for them. Whether I got to find them on your show, I got to find them just, just going out and to their visual sites. I'm finding them and I'm comforting them because I didn't have that. That's the main reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. It was not offered for me, but it's going to be offered for the moms, unfortunately, to come.
Amen. Okay. Well, you timed that great because Tiffany just sat down. So we gonna go ahead and bring her up. But Loria, sometimes I forget what I want to say sometimes because I don't write nothing down. One thing that I want to ask you, and hopefully, I don't forget. Please remind me if I do forget, is how do you deal with helping the community when the community is what took your kids away? You see what I'm saying? So I want you to answer that. But first, we're gonna bring up Miss Tiffany, baby. My friend, my sister in Christ, my sister from BV, baby, BV for life. Here we go.
Hello.
Hey, Tiffany. How are you, Tiffany?
I am blessed to be here. Blessed to be on your show. Blessed to
Thank
be able to
you.
be on your platform and sit before you today.
Thank you, darling. Thank
Yes,
you
ma'am.
so much. Me and Tiffany talk all the time, y'all. Okay, let's just go
Mhm.
ahead and just let everybody know we talk every day. You
Yes, we
know,
do.
on my way to work,
Yes,
drop the
we do.
kids off, and on her way to work. Then we turn around and talk again after that, after
Yes,
she
we
get off
do.
of work and all that. You know,
Yes,
but
we do.
it's different when she comes on the platform. Tiffany has been on the platform, I believe, 3 times. This might be the 4th time that she's
Yeah.
been on the platform. She has been on the platform to tell her story, and she's been on the platform to help other families just as well, giving them support. Just like Loria says, she works um, in the background sometimes. So does Tiffany. Sometimes I have mothers that come on and I see that they are still breaking. They are still hurting so bad. I lead them to Tiffany, and I let them know, look, I got a friend. She's like a sister to me. She helps people on the back end of Peachy Tea Time. If you want to talk to her, I could give her your number. And baby,
Mhm.
when they talk to Tiffany, they're like, "God, thank you so much. Thank you, Jesus."
Aw,
They be
thank
so,
you.
so happy. So happy.
Thank you.
So, no, I thank you. I thank you just as well for, lending a helping hand, just like Loria just as well. I appreciate y'all so much. Um, Staying in the community, doing what you're supposed to do, it's all the best. It's all for the best, and to bring the awareness just as well on what's going on out here in our community. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to get started. Tiffany, let me ask you a couple questions first before we get
Mhm.
started with our first video. How has life been since Peachy Tea Time? You was the first family
I
that came
was.
on to Peachy Tea Time, baby.
I
You was the
was.
first family. It was sad under the circumstances, but if it wasn't for you, and I tell everybody this is not nothing new. If it wasn't for Tiffany, we wouldn't
Mhm.
have families that come on. We would just be doing the news broadcasting clips because that's all I saw at the time.
Okay.
Tiffany helped me see even bigger. And, even Bernardo helped me see even bigger. You see what I'm saying? So I thank you for that. I really, really do. So let everybody know it was 2 years. Was it 2 years ago since you've been
Yeah,
on
2 years
PGT Time?
ago.
Yeah, it was two
Yeah.
years since you've been on PGT Time. How's life been since 2 years ago?
Yeah. Oh man. It has been a struggle. I'm not gonna sit here in front act like things have got better, but I can say that with God, like all things are possible, and I don't even know how to stress to people. When they see me and they always talk about my strength, I'm always telling people, if you look at me and you see strength, then you see the glory of God that's on my life, because sometimes Tiffany don't feel strong. Sometimes I feel broken. A lot of times I feel broken, you know that, because of the conversations we have. I'll break down in a minute, I'll cry, and everything. You see me at my lowest. But it's not easy walking this walk. But I do know that God, He does have a plan for me. I know my baby's life is not in vain. Loria's baby's lives are not in vain. And it's God's strength that gives us the strength to be able to even talk about losing our babies to murder. It's not strong. It's not an easy topic to talk about. It's not an easy thing to discuss. And I'm so grateful and thankful for your platform, that you give us the platform to be able to share our stories. So I thank you for that. But we thank you.
Oh, well, you already know you are so welcome. Um,
Thank you.
Again, I thank you for coming on. That's you and TJ. That's you and
Yes.
TJ. This your baby Marie. Just absolutely
Yes.
gorgeous.
Thank
Absolutely gorgeous.
you.
Um, Again, I'm honored and so thankful to have you here tonight. I know it's not easy for you and Loria to come on, but God make things happen for a reason. And I am one of those people that truly believe that you and Loria need to connect. I really feel that way. Do Loria still go through things? Like Loria said on when she came on the last show, is that I don't know exactly. I hope I'm saying it right. But Loria, you mentioned something about how you sprinkle around everybody. When you're around everybody, you may sprinkle a little bit of tears. But when you're home, you let it out. Let it out, but you try to be strong around, the community and everything, because you mentioned that you can't be heard if you're crying all the time. You said it's okay to cry. You mentioned, I think I got that on the clip too. You mentioned it's okay to cry, but you also want to make sure that you're heard. And Tiffany, I told you, I don't know if you remember, but I told you, and I tell so many people this, that when Tamarie died and we came to the funeral, I said my friend Tiffany cried from the time that I seen her, which was there when she was at the funeral and she got to the funeral, all the way up until it was time for her to go speak. And then shed not one tear when she went to go speak, but when she walked down, she started back crying again. And what I got out of that is God had a word for her to tell everybody in that church. And baby, that church was packed, baby. It was packed. People standing up in the vestibule everywhere. Some people was outside, everything. And this was at her daughter's funeral. And Tiffany went up there and she spoke so well. And she had a word for everybody of everything that you're doing. You're doing good, she got something to tell you. You're doing bad, she got something to tell you. And she had to be heard that day, So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with you, Loria. I have a little video that we're gonna play, and then we're gonna talk to you a little bit. Okay, here we go. And this is from the last time that you were here. This is from the last time that you was on the show. Here we go.
Well, I am what we call an angel mom. An angel mom is an acronym for like an orphan or a widow. So an angel mom is a mother who is without a child. So I'm an angel mom times 3, as we spoke on earlier. I'm also an advocate. I'm also a mother to the community. I have gained a name called Mama Bird. So to many of the youth and young adults out here in South Bend, they know me and call me Mama Bird. And I carry that name very humbly and proudly. So, shout out to my kids. All
Shout out
the agents out there. But 2017 is when I got on this roller coaster ride. It's a club that no mom wants to join. No mom will want another mom or any parent to be a part of this club. But unfortunately, from time to time, we are bonded by grief. I didn't understand it. I understood what was happening in 2017 when I lost a son and I had a survivor right behind it. I mean, that night, 2 of my kids were affected by gun violence. One made it, one didn't. It was then I had to choose. What did I want to do? Life goes on. That's so touche to say, but I had to choose life. I had to rejoice at that moment. And at that moment, really, I was jumping for Jesus. And my acronym for jump is just use me, please, Jesus. So I had to jump for Jesus because he spared me. It could have been 2. So at that moment, I had to shine the light on what was here and what was going to be that purpose that I had to thrive. And soon in 2020, I realized put my boots on the ground for it, just trying to figure out how and why am I standing so strong on life when I have a missing seat at home. I have a missing person at home. I have a granddaughter who no longer has a father. You know, it's a lot going on in my head, but there was no support there. From the time I got told about my son, to the aftermath, to the justice, where was my support?
I'm looking for your comic book because you are a superhero nonetheless. The power that you have to change that energy from sorrow to not necessarily happiness, but to make it helpful or be a helping hand to others. You said it, and you said it multiple times, which is for me comforting. You said it's all in God. With that amount of loss, God is the only thing that is allowing you to turn that grief into a helping hand. That is how he says, I'm going to heal you, but also keep your children's name alive. So thank you for the work that you're putting in, because a lot of times, a lot of people look for reaction instead of taking action. And the fact that you're able to take action and resolve yourself in the same, at the same moment speaks volumes.
And her side of town of kids and my side of town of kids, that connection was so powerful, but it only happened through those kids, through those young minds. And my son was so into it. He was so eager. He seen trouble a mile away. Mama, I need you to talk to this boy for me. Mom, let him spend the night and just speak life to him like you do, Mom, And I did that. I did all that to unfortunately have one of those kids take my own son's life. So am I bitter? I feel like I should have had a bigger eye on things, My heart got too big. That's how I feel. My heart got too big. The love was just so open. You don't see no wrong. I don't think crying is a sign of weakness, but I think crying won't allow me to deliver that message, because I'm more of an action person. Yes. So I'm taking too much action to sit there and have that moment,
All right, LORIA. How you feel, girl, seeing yourself on TV? We're going to call it on TV.
It's wild. It's like, that was a grief journey that I delivered for this show, but I wouldn't remember that. I wouldn't remember what that came from. But just wow. And how things have sort of shifted a little bit as I went on with that, that journey. I still feel the same way. My heart is still there, and I still only got love left to give. But I have more triggers now. And I was speaking with Miss Tiffany earlier, how I was like, you know what? And that was something new that I mentioned to Miss Tiffany. They're like seizures. You don't know when they're going to come. And I don't know where that came from either. But you see how the energy and the bonding allows you to be open and just speak freely of how these emotions are attacking you, So these triggers now, I identify them as seizures. And it's a grief journey that I'm always be on, but identifying them from the moment it happens is always a comfort. And it's hopefully it don't happen no more in that type of aspect. It's going to happen again with another one, but not the same way, trying to get grip of it. Yeah.
And you're in South Bend, correct? South Bend, yes. Indiana. Okay. Now, let everybody know.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, of course.
But LORIA, honey, you are a warrior. You are a warrior, honey. And I know that God has us connected together for a purpose. And I pray that we truly develop a bond and a relationship. Because when I look at you, I see so much of you in me. And I'm just thankful to God to be able to see somebody as humble and as loving as I am. Like I'm grateful and thankful to have this moment and to share this platform with you. And oh my God, like you are such an inspiration to me.
That's so awesome.
Like, we need you. The world needs
Yes.
you. And
And we
I'm
are
so
neighbors.
thankful.
We are neighbors, my friend. We are neighbors.
Jesus.
So that Miss Peachy a little too far, but I told her I makes that ride too. But me and
Man.
you are
You
actually
sure did.
neighbors. We're neighbors, and it's
Oh,
not too hard.
it's not. It's not.
Mhm.
And we definitely have to connect after this because, oh my God, your spirit. Oh my God. I'm just so connected to you right now. But I'm so thankful and grateful just to be on this platform sharing it with you. Even
Absolutely.
under these circumstances, I wouldn't want to share it with nobody else. So thank you.
Oh,
I'm grateful. Thank you so
yes,
much.
Thank
let me
you.
give you a round of applause, girl. You know I gotta give my round of applause and stuff. But
Yeah.
yes, Loria, she's like an angel. She's an
Hmm.
angel, just like she said, she's an angel. And God has truly, truly been watching over her and
Hmm.
truly working with her. I can tell
Yeah.
that, you know. So back to you, Loria. So how do you deal with having someone in that community, in your community that you was helping, actually take your child away from you? How does that feel like? How do you also continue on to help the community as well?
Well, the first thing I had to realize, I did. It all started with the life being spared. I think if I would have lost both my sons in 2017, I probably would have been part of the problems. Um, but one being spared and hurt and witnessed something so tragic that I have no vision on. I just can imagine. I had to do something to comfort that and make that life shine. I have a survivor and he don't get it. PTSD is real. Mental health is real. And one thing I don't want is my son walking around here just being a zombie because life took this big blow at him and he don't understand it. So I had to do something to form some type of safety net for him when he's ready. This is a child that doesn't really do much of the advocacy that I do, but because of him, I do what I do, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And so, um, but losing the baby boy, who was my rock, that was my spine, and he did everything that I do. I mean, mama couldn't go nowhere, without him being there. Or him bringing, as I call it, the pound puppies in. Everywhere we go, we get another pound puppy. But I realized then that a mother's love never dies. And just speaking on a platform of being a mother, you know, our children mess with our anger, our patience, every trigger they got. I mean, we have all this love because we birthed them. But at a certain age, we don't get that genuine love from a child just yet. I just yet in my 40s learned how to love my mother and respect her in that way. You know what I mean?
Wow. Amen.
It's always, you know, you didn't I didn't understand her. I didn't raise you that way and I didn't understand her. But as you get older, there's a point in life where you realize that I am my mother. You get that? And so I have nothing left but love. These kids can be mad at me. These kids can talk crazy about me. They can say I'm cuckoo too. But guess what? I love you and I love you more and I love you every day. And that's all I got to give. So that was the first thing I had to learn is just to keep that love alive. Um,
Exactly.
and so that love alive come through the memories I have of my children, the love I deliver as a parent. Um, and you asked me, how do I keep doing what I'm doing in the community that took my child out? We got to realize that the community didn't do it. The whole community did not do it. It's one individual who did it. And that's the one that has to hold themselves accountable. I can't even hold that person accountable. If that person has any remorse, they will hold themselves accountable. And so that was the first thing I did with the kids that I was working with in 2017. I said, we would not retaliate. We would reconcile one time. I plead that. Just reconcile, be the bigger person one time and let it go. Either they for it or they not. But I ain't got to kiss no butt. That's why I told them that. But let's demonstrate that we would not be a domino effect. We would not have another death behind this death. It would not be a war in these streets that I have to keep, that right now that I got to walk on to get justice. It would not be a war. So that was the first thing I did. And 2017 was a little different. I didn't know that young man, you know, but I had to sit there and realize there's a cause to every effect. And when you're grieving and when you lose someone, you don't get that. You're not going to go there right away, right? But I went to a retreat in Florida for the Trayvon Martin retreat. It was a weekend with Sabrina Fulton, that's his mother. And I learned these healing mechanisms. I learned these eye openers to help us afloat. So when I came back, I was ready. I was ready for everybody. I was ready for prosecutors. I was ready for, you know, the other side of the family. Like, why you mad at me? I'm still giving you love, but you mad at me about what? I'm the one without child. You know, your child may get locked up, but your child has a voice that you can hear still. I don't have that. So, you know, I was walking around for that type of war, like, I'm shutting this down. We're going to quit doing this because I need to understand the cause to this effect. So the first one was a love triangle, you know. My dog. The first one was a love triangle. Go ahead, go. And I had to understand that these kids who make babies aren't ready. They have to be ready when the babies come, but they're not mature enough to understand the respect. You're not, because you have a child with someone, it does not mean that it's to death do you part. You didn't do them vows. It's okay to be open with someone. So it's like, you know, instead of being sneaky and having multiple friends, you know, I'm gonna leave it at that, like friends, be honest with that other person. You know, we have a child together, but I like him and I like him too, whatever it may be. Or I like her and I like her too, whatever, however that may be. So misunderstandings cause situations like this. So my third eye that opened up on this was to be open with these youth and young adults and act and let them tell them, you don't owe nobody no forever. This is not to life to death do you part. Someone has to be the honest person. You know, I mean, it's your life. You know, do you have to get permission to wear what color panties you want to wear? So you don't have to permit. You don't have to have permission of who you want to spend your time with. And that jealousy is what gets people involved. But jealousy is not really the thing. It's the lying with the jealousy. You know you got a jealous heart, but someone lies while you have a jealous heart. So that blows up. You got this volcano of a mess. So I realized not to be such an accuser, but I wanted to heal people because you know what? Behind that was a lot of pain. Behind that took a lot of forgiveness, not just for the person who did it, but the person who allowed it or caused it, you know? I never once turned my back on the young lady that it happened to. I loved her even harder, actually. I felt that's my granddaughter's mother. So you just got to sometimes look at, there are all type of victims. And I had to be there for that type of victim. I had to pour my love into that type of victim. We don't know what these type of tragedies will cause people to do tomorrow. And I just want people to live. I want you to live. Whatever you got to live with, just live, you know, and pray about it, you know? That's it.
You're right, girl. Now, Loria, for those that don't remember from the last show or didn't see the last show, your two boys were together, like you said, they were together that night. They both got shot. One of your sons, which was KJ, right, gave you a call.
Yes.
KJ was the one that gave you a call. You didn't know at the time that Anthony had been shot. You was basically trying to, you know, get to KJ and everything. And then you have KJ.
No, wait a
that
minute.
ends up getting shot.
KJ is the second time around. We're just gonna call him Jay. We're gonna call that son Jay. That called me.
Okay.
Jay
So
called me.
Jay called you. Now, with Jay, you found Jay at home at your house?
No, at the young ladies down the street from the young lady's house. Yes.
Down the street from
The
the
baby
lady.
mamas. Yes.
Okay, that's where he was found murdered at.
Both my kids were wounded there. Yes.
Okay, but no, I'm talking about when Jay was murdered.
Anthony was murdered. Jay was a survivor. That's my survivor.
Okay.
He called me. He, of course, he survived. He needed me to pick him up. I picked him up, and I had no idea 5 houses down that my son was laying in the streets, lifeless. All I knew is that Jay called me and he was shot, and I was just trying to get him patched up. He was trying to tell me, but I was so strong in prayer that I didn't get that message.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay. So, Tiffany, you ready? It's your turn, girl. It's your turn. And then, Lori, we're going to come back to you as well and ask you a few questions just as well. All right. So, Tiffany, here we go. Here go your clip of the last time you was on Peachy Tea Time, which was the first family. Here we go. But this one right here is special to me. She's special to me, y'all. She really is.
I had Marie at 17 and I was 22 when I gave birth to TJ 5 years later. And when I tell you that was another joy. But yeah, oh my God, my kids were so much joy to me. They just brought so much joy to my life. They gave me meaning, they gave me purpose, and every day I lived my life trying to be the best mom that I could be. And they just transformed my life. You was there for the birth.
They did. Say that again. Just for the folks in the back that didn't hear that. Say that again.
You was there for the birth of TJ. You were in the room. You and Tori.
Yes.
Yes, y'all was.
That's how a surprise. You don't know this person. I don't really know this person. I'll be honest with you. All I can do is be honest. So, here we go. Hi, James.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great, James. How are you?
Oh, good. Thanks for having me on the show.
This might be the time y'all want to get y'all tissue, by the way.
What's about to happen? Lord, give me strength right now. Give me strength right now, Lord Father God. Jesus. Okay, TJ, he was the end of his 6th grade year. Last day of school, he wanted to stay the night at my parents' house, elementary school, and he stayed the night over there like any other normal night. And about 12:30ish, somewhere around there, is when the shooting took place. Shots went through my parents' home, and one struck my son and my dad. My daughter, she was actually there that night too. She was sleeping in a different room, and she was untouched and unharmed. The night that she was killed, now she was at a party. It was a house party at a house. She was with her friends and family, and they were at a party. And I was out of town at the time, and all I know is I got the most devastating call that I could ever hear on the other end of that phone, and that was my son. And it was around 11 o'clock that night, and I got a call from him telling me, "Mama, you gotta come home. My sister got shot in the back." That is what he said. I say, because I know, Lord, I know you're not finna take another one of my babies away. This is what I'm talking to God, trying to get home, because I just knew, like, there was no way I could get dealt this card twice. Like, there's no way I could go through this again. And so I'm calling, trying to drive home. I'm an hour and 40 minutes away from home. The longest hour and 40 minutes of my life trying to get to my kid. Every emotion is flowing out of me, and I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm trying to keep praying, and it was agonizing just trying to get to her.
And I was about 30 minutes from the hospital when I called back to check on her, and they told me she had passed. And Jesus. Hey y'all, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Thank y'all so much for joining me and Jason tonight. Thank you. And if we got a special guest, thank you, special guest. I thank you for coming and sharing your story. But y'all make sure y'all watch us each and every Wednesday, okay? Each and every Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Where you said? You said where? Roku TV, Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitch, baby. Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Peachy Tea Time spelled with a Y. And make sure you also follow me on all the other platforms just as well. Thank you so much for joining us each and every Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Back to the show we go, baby. We going back. Bye. All right, Tiffany. It's your turn. Now, you have seen your video. How do you feel now? That was 2 years ago, baby.
That was emotional watching that. That was definitely emotional. But I can truly say that I'm very thankful to God, because I feel like I have grown a lot since watching that. And I'm thankful to be in the space that I'm in right now. I'm wow. I don't even know what to say. Like, looking at that, talking about the details of me just driving there, like, people don't understand, but like, I'm not gonna say I was a bad kid, but I was kind of wild, growing up. And I'm telling you, when I got pregnant and when I had that little girl, like, literally, like, she transformed my life. Literally, like, y'all know it. Like, there was no place I was going. To the mall, we was hanging out at the movies, whatever we was doing. Y'all knew when y'all came to pick me up, I had that diaper bag, my baby stroller. She was right with us. Like, I loved being a mom. Like, she grew me up so much, and to have her my whole life, and then she was taken away. Like, she was my strength. She was my strength when TJ got murdered in 2012. And even though she was only 17, just over the years, like, she was my rock. She was my strength. And I'm not even lying. Like, I did not think that God would do that to me again. And I'm not gonna lie, I was angry. I was very, very angry at him, because how could you let that happen? How could you let me be in this space again? Like, and I didn't want to live. I literally didn't want to. And I'm just looking at myself from just 2 years ago, and I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful to God that I'm in my right mind. I'm thankful to God I'm not strung out on drugs. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm thankful to God that I still have love in my heart. I'm just thankful to God that I still have a 21-year-old son, a beautiful grandbaby that I'm able to see. Like, I have so much to be thankful for, that I know that there's purpose. I know that there's a purpose for this, And I'm with Loria. Like, I want to be able to spread my testimony, to share my story with people, to help them, to give them hope, to let them know that it doesn't stop there, that life does not stop for us. We have a different path that we're on now, and our babies are always with us in our hearts. And just because they're not here physically, I know our babies are in heaven. I know they're in heaven. They're smiling down on us. And as bad as I want to just get and crawl up in a ball sometimes, I know I can't, because that's not what they want for me, you know.
Exactly.
And the road, it's not easy at all, but I'm a fighter. I know I am. I know I'm a fighter. I know I'm a survivor. And I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep telling my story. And I'm going to keep motivating and encouraging and uplifting the next mother that don't have the strength. I pray that God allows her to have the strength that he has given me and LORIA to be able to continue on this journey. And because we will grieve our babies for the rest of our lives. There's no doubt about that. We're going to grieve them. But how long we grieve them in that space, that's the thing I don't want them to stay in. Because as Loria was saying, that it's like a seizure, like you don't know when it's coming. And when you have that moment, I just always tell myself, it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to think about them, to laugh.
Yeah.
Those memories, like that's what they're there for. But I always tell myself, even if I feel myself getting depressed or feeling like I'm finna get in that mode and shut down, I have to tell myself, it's okay for you to go there, but you're not finna stay here. You're not finna stay here. But it's okay if you need to go through. And I go through and I pray my way out and I'm good.
Exactly.
I'm good.
Me and Tiffany is up a lot of nights, Loria. We was just up. When was that? Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, not to put our business out there or anything like that, Tiffany. But one
Mm-hmm.
thing I love about Tiffany is we goes through the motion, Loria.
Mm-hmm.
Monday was rough for me and Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
We argued, we fussed, but
Mm-hmm.
we didn't hang up that phone.
Mm-mm.
And it went, Jason, from us arguing and fussing to Tiffany sending me the videos and pictures for the tribute. Boo-hoo crying on the phone. But I listened.
Yeah.
I listened. I went through that with her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I told Tiffany, I said, Tiffany, I wish I was there with you in the midst of her crying. And that's what a lot of mothers need. They need somebody to be there with them. Like I said, call, check on your peoples, check on them. You never know what a mother or a father is going through just as well. They lost a child, call and
But
check
that was
on
an
your
eye
people.
opener for you, Miss Peachy, because as I'm sitting there talking on the phone to her, I hadn't
Yes,
I
yes,
hadn't went
yes,
in my
yes.
daughter's cell phone in a couple of months. So it was like opening up that wound all over
Yeah,
again. But it was happy. But it was joyful to see her in all her videos and laughing and smiling. But it also made me sad that, she wasn't here. But Miss Peachy was like, "Oh my God." She was like, "Is this what all the mothers go through?" When I asked them to send videos
yep.
and pictures. So
I
it
don't look
put
at it like
her, yeah, it put her in that moment like, "Oh my God, I didn't realize this is what y'all have to go through when you are preparing for my show." And I told her, I said, yeah, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. Sometimes I think I'm good and I can pull out their photos and I can look at them and watch the videos, and then other times it just puts you in a whole different space. And um it's not because that I'm sad that they're gone, but it's just that they're not here with me, and I want them to. But in a sense, I know my kids in a better place, and I know that they will never want to come back here. Never.
exactly.
But it doesn't make me lonely. Like I used to tell myself all the time, like every time I cry, like I'm depressed. I'm depressed. Oh, you're depressed. I told myself, no, I'm not depressed. I can cry. It's okay for me to cry and grieve the loss of my children, but they forever in my heart. But when I get in that space, I just have to tell myself, it's fine. Go ahead, have that moment. It's okay. You know?
Yeah. I even had contemplated on doing tributes, LORIA. As much as I see that the family love the tributes, seeing what Tiffany went through that on Monday night, I was like, oh my gosh, should I not even be asking them to do this? But again, it's a gift from Peachy Tea Time. And it's something that they can always have, and all the mothers, not a lot, I'm gonna say all of them, including Tiffany, be so thankful for those tributes. But it was definitely an eye opener, like she just said. Definitely an eye opener.
And also, you just got to realize that you just gave us an opportunity to share a treasure box with you. And so we're going through this treasure box and we're trying to find the perfect picture, the right smile. And then we're going down memory lane. And it's like, oh no, I use this one too much. Ooh, I got this one. So it's like, it's a bittersweet. We're going through the emotions. We're so excited because we know something loving is coming from it, but then we're going down that memory lane as well. And so it's just a brag book. Our brag book. It was like I had an angel mom in New York that sent you every photo she had possibly. But it was because that's what we need. So even though we go through the rough ends of it, it's still at the end of the day, it's going to turn into something beautiful. We just got to dig into our treasure box, and it gets a little frustrating at times. Like I got like 7,000 pictures on my phone. So I'm going through everything, and I'm like, I just seen that picture. So, it's just a little emotion roller coaster, but it's a good feeling, trust me. But it just puts us in an emotional state, so we're going to cry, we're going to laugh, like you said, but don't feel like, ooh, should I be doing this? Open them can of worms for us. We enjoy it. We really do.
Thank
I
you.
tell
Jason,
her
you
that
got
all the
something to
time,
say?
Lori. She better not stop. I ain't gonna laugh.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Jason, you got something to say?
I'm just in awe. I'm in awe. I know. No, yeah, I'm in awe of the strength that you women provide and put out there in the ethos. Like something of this caliber, is ground shaking. You know what I mean? Like your worlds were turned upside down, and yet you guys figured out how to get right side up and really continue life. And then not only that, give back to community, right? Give back to people and be there for others while sometimes having support for yourselves or not, whether you wanted it or didn't get it. You know what I mean? It's kind of a whole new world for me. So as I sit here and listen to your guys' story, man, all I'm saying is I know God is real. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, he
because
is.
something like this could cause insanity. It could cause someone to really be broken and not give the light of day to his presence, because so much has been, because you have that question, and I'm 100% sure that you women have sat there and like, why would you do this to me, God, if this is something that like, if you're real, if this is that thing, and you're that benevolent, like, why would you do this to me then, if that's the case? And the answer is what the answer is. And however it is, it happened, but you guys flipped it and been able to make a lot of strength out of it, and give back. But not only that, just show life and love. So I'm in awe. Thank you for allowing me to just be in y'all presence and listen to y'all story, and it allows me to cherish life just a little bit more.
Exactly.
Thank
Exactly.
you.
Now,
Jason, it's something that Jason said that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh, you
But
fine.
when he said that he's sure that we've asked God, why me? And I'm gonna tell you right now, when I lost my first son in 2012, I didn't question him when I lost my daughter, because let me tell you, when I lost my son in 2012 at 12 years old, and I said, Lord, why me? I heard him speak to me as clear as the day. He said, why not you? Why not you? He
Wow.
said, I gave my only begotten son for the entire world
That part.
so that you could be saved. Why not you? Are you not better than my son? And he had to remind me that we were all his children. We are all his children. And he gives us our children. He loans them to us. And when I got that revelation, and I just remember I had a moment with my son, and I just wrapped my arms around him as he lay there lifeless, and I just said, "Thank you, Lord." I said, "Thank you for allowing me to be his mother." I said, "Out of all the mothers in the world," I said, "you chose me to be his overseer for 12 years." I said, "So I'm thankful and grateful for that, because he chose me to be his mom. He chose me to be responsible for him. You know, he gave me something too that I could never give back to him." So I was very, very grateful to him. So I understood what that meant. So when my daughter passed, although I was angry at him, I couldn't question him. I couldn't question him.
Wow. Wow. And a great mother you were. You know,
Thank you.
like she mentioned, I've known Tiffany since before she had kids. And she was always, always, always a great mother. Always.
Thank you.
Now, Julie said, "My apologies if this has been asked. Have you gone through trial? If so, what was that like?" Um, I do have a couple flyers that I'm created. Um, Tiffany,
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
still fighting for justice, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Tiffany is
Yes,
still
ma'am.
fighting for justice. So let me take this down. So she's still fighting. That is the Crime Stoppers number. One of the Crime Stoppers numbers, I'll say that, for Saginaw, Michigan. Um, Tiffany,
Yes,
so this
ma'am.
means you haven't been to court, you haven't done anything at all. Just
Nothing. Have
waiting.
not heard anything. From what I was told, my son's case is closed. But I'm trying to get his case reopened. But from right now, my son, his case is closed from 2012. It has been closed. Mm-hmm.
And as far as Tamarie,
Tamarie, I have not heard anything, and it breaks my heart, because that's what I was gonna talk about. Because it literally breaks my heart at the world that we live in, and then especially the city that I live in. Like, I've been living in this city my whole life. I spent 45 years here. There's no way that I buried two babies, and there's no answers, and there's no accountability. And nobody is taking responsibility. And I feel like the authority has really, really slacked when it comes to finding out, when it comes to our brown babies, to African American children. I feel like that they don't do the necessary investigations that they need to do when it comes to trying to find out, who murdered our children. And it really broke my heart today, because, like I was saying before we came up, I was watching the news today, and there was a shooting that had occurred today in my city. And it didn't say who it was. It was just another person and a police officer. So a police officer did get shot. And I'm sitting here watching the news, and it began to make me angry, because they have, like, it's like 50 cars out here. They got the state, Bridgeport. It's everybody out here, and they're investigating. The streets is blocked off, taped off between Dixie and Tatum. And I'm just sitting here looking, and they're like, "Yeah, the streets are gonna be blocked off for a few hours. We're investigating a shooting." And I'm like, my daughter, when she was murdered in them people's yard at 10 something that night, there was no proper investigation. I was able to go to the crime of the scene of the crime at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I drove my baby's car from the scene at 3 o'clock. It wasn't taped
wow.
off, roped off. The police was nowhere to be found. No investigation. My daughter's shirt she had on that was bloody was still laying on the ground. It
Oh
was
my
it
gosh.
was bullet casings laying everywhere, all type of belongings in the road. And how are we doing this much investigation because a cop got shot versus my daughter losing her life? Where's the justice in that? That don't even make sense to me. Like, that made me so mad. Like, that's crazy to me. We're doing all of this. Streets is roped off. Cops is everywhere because a police officer got shot. I feel like they dimmed the lights on our black babies, and that hurt me. Like, they should have been given the same attention to my kids that they given to this officer who clearly still has his life, not in any type of threat, but they're doing all this investigation for what? They didn't even put this much attention to it when I lost my daughter's life. And then for me to watch that on the news as a mother, I feel like that was a slap in my face from my community. Like, how dare y'all? How dare y'all?
We coming for that. We coming for that. Don't say that's a dim light. You got a spotlight that's coming your way. And we finna bring some noise about that. That flyer is up for a reason. We're gonna utilize that flyer. We're gonna ask questions. Because if there was evidence left behind, there's answers that need to be served. And we come in full force for that one. Believe
it
that.
Definitely was. It definitely was.
I would make a trip personally just to bring the noise. I love good trouble like that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Loria. Thank you. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yes. We need that. She definitely need that because that don't even sound right. That should have been in a Ziploc bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and when we're grieving, and they take advantage of that. When we're grieving, we don't have time to ask the who, what, when, where's, and why. Mm-hmm. We're just trusting that they're doing their job. And then when we get stronger, we feel like we lost time. But guess what? Ain't no time lost. Ain't no time lost. As long as there's still justice waving over your head and in your heart, it's time to do it the right way now. And it's time for your voice to be that headlight. Ain't no spotlights. We headlights. We're coming at them like deers. And when you ready, you call me. I'm getting on the road. I'm coming.
Oh, okay. I will be calling you.
I told you my boots are on the ground about this. I'm sincere. Yes.
She's definitely sincere.
I definitely need you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, Loria, your two sons' cases are closed as well. Closed. Tiffany Sarah's closed too. Your two sons' cases are closed.
I experienced the trial of that. 2017, it was some garbage. You have these gun laws. They talk about stand your ground and all that stuff. I mean, that's a whole nother segment that we could talk about with the gun laws. But that happened. The young man got acquitted. So meaning he did no time. He just waited for this trial to come for 9 months and was released the same hour that the court was over with. My baby boy, it was a little different. We went through trial. Both of them was trials, but it was a little more steep. It hit home different, and it hit the courtroom different for me. Same courtroom, same judge, but it hit different. Like that was his best friend. So I'm sitting in the courtroom with a torn heart because my son killed my son, and people don't understand that. I love this young man. This young man stayed with me, and I was my son's best friend since Sandbox. It was 10 plus. So it was hard for me to even really want justice. I just really wanted a why,
Exactly.
But at the same time, I couldn't see the system swallow him up when I seen the system swallow them up all their life. That's where I talked earlier about just holding yourself accountable for what you did. Accountability means a lot nowadays. And so just to hear him be apologetic, which I didn't get that at the time, because when you got a lawyer, the lawyer tell you to do this. You just got to have a puppet face. But I'm just waiting on that day to where I can get a sincere apology and I can heal from that. But I do forgive him because that is something that a mother would do.
Exactly. All right, ladies, I am going to show y'all 2 pictures, okay? Before we get into the tribute. I'm going to show you 2 pictures each. And I just want to know what's the first thing that comes to your head when you see this picture. Let's start with Loria. The first thing, Loria, that comes to your head. Here we go.
That was one of our first teen summits. And I was proud of that young man. He did. That's a general. Y'all don't see that. That's a general.
So that's the first thing to come to your head. That this was a teen summit, you said, Yvette?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Now, Tiffany, we're gonna come to you, and then we're gonna come back to Loria to show her second picture. Here we go.
Man, just peace. That's just peace. My son was graduating kindergarten. Had his whole life ahead of him. He loved playing sports. He loved football. That was my football star right there. That was my piece. He definitely was my piece.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Gloria, this is your last picture. Here we go. What comes to your mind when you see this?
That is me preparing to put them boots to the ground. That was my message. My kids don't belong on T-shirts. We're not doing teddy bears. We're not doing balloons. I just said that if they missed them, then we should just say they should be here. That was my message.
Wow.
That's powerful.
It sure is.
That's powerful.
Okay. Now, Tiffany, this is your last picture.
Okay. Oh my goodness. That's my strength right there. That girl, she was strong, y'all. Like, that was my entrepreneur. She didn't want to work for nobody. Had a dozen jobs, but let me tell y'all, she has some good jobs, y'all. She'll walk off in a minute. She's like, I'm trying to do my own thing. She was building her brand. She had just started a t-shirt line, and she actually had dedicated the t-shirt line to my son and my niece, because my son and my niece were killed a year apart. My son passed in 2012, and my niece was killed in 2013 at a prom. It was my daughter's prom, her senior prom. And she created this shirt. She put their names together, TJ and Nene, and she called it Janae's. And she made a logo, and it was a bullet with angel wings. And
saw that on the
yes, and
I saw
she started promoting that. Man, them things were selling in our city. Our family from out of town, everybody's like, give me one of them, give me one. Like, she was selling them. She was selling them like crack, y'all. They was going, but she just wanted to build a brand for herself. She just wanted to just make her own lane. And man, girl, I love you. But let me tell y'all about her too. We both were 9 classes away from getting our bachelor's, and I'm gonna get my bachelor's. I'm gonna go back, but we literally both, we were going to school together. And I used to always be that parent, like, you gotta go to school, you gotta go to school. You know, my parents, they stressed it. And I just enrolled one day. I enrolled one day and I started going. I didn't say nothing to her about it. And I was going for about a year. And my daughter came home one day and she was like, "Mom," she was like, "help me fill these financial aid papers out online." I just looked at her. I just sat down and helped her fill them out. I ain't say nothing, but like, my heart, I was so proud. And literally, like, we were both on the dean's list. My
Wow.
baby, she was carrying a 3.6. I was carrying a 3.5 GPA, and we were both 9 classes away from getting our bachelor's right before she passed.
Wow. Well, I know you
Just
still
like
got
you. She looked just like you. You two are beautiful.
Thank you. You as well. You as well, and your family. Just
Yes,
beautiful. So
yes.
beautiful.
Um,
Handsome boys.
very handsome.
Yes.
I can't wait for you guys to see the tributes. They, both of their children, are just gorgeous and handsome. You know, I mean, I'm looking at these pictures. I've been knowing Tamari all her life, you know. But I look at these pictures and I be like, wow, this is what my friend created. You know? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well,
Thank you.
Tiffany, she got her tribute when she came. But I don't know why I stopped doing it. I think it's because that particular tribute that Tiffany got, I actually paid a young man that actually did Peachy Tea Times intro, and I paid him to make one for her. So I think after Tiffany, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I can't pay this man for everybody. So I ended up getting creative. Jason has been seeing these videos, not Tiffany's, but the other videos since I started doing them since day one. Um, Jason's so proud of me because he has been able to see the creativity just rise, 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 and rise, you know. And I take pride in what I do. It take hours. It take hours. I think it took about 5 hours for y'all
It
video.
does.
It
It
takes
does.
a lot of time to do it, especially when you're, so creative, and you also want to make sure you put your stamp on it just as well.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we have y'all videos tonight. We're gonna go ahead and play Loria's video. Loria, we're gonna go with your tribute first. When we come back, you're gonna let us know how you feel about your tribute, what you're thinking, what's going through your head, and then we're gonna go into Tiffany's, and then we will be at the end of the show. So, Loria, here you go. I love you, boo. We did a little something different this time, y'all. If y'all been watching these tributes, I try to do something different each time. So we got a little something different, Jason. Here we go.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Oh, I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Oh, would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Oh, would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? Oh, I'll find my way.
Say those cakes.
Through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Oh, oh, here in heaven. Oh, 'cause I don't belong here in heaven.
All right, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back.
That was beautiful.
It
That
really
was so
was.
beautiful.
Really
That was
was.
so beautiful.
I have the
Jesus.
tissue here, but I'm like, Lord, just let it be joyous moments. Like, Lord, just let me glow. Just let me shine with it. And I just thank him for like just keeping my eyes clear right now.
Wow. Listen, I think I cried for you, Loria.
That grandbaby. Oh my gosh, she is absolutely beautiful. And the video with her and him is something, I don't know if you all caught it. I've seen the video by about 10, 15 times. So the way Anthony looked in the camera when he was playing with his daughter, the way he looked in that camera.
That's daddy daycare here. He watched his daughter from birth while the mother went to finish school. Wow. So, and then he worked midnight. So he was a all day morning father, and I watched him just enjoy her. I mean, he cut the cord and everything. I mean, I didn't even have my man next to me when I had my kids, and my son was like, give me my baby. So, very proud moment. I raised a man,
Amen.
Exactly.
Amen.
Exactly. How old is she now?
She just turned 8.
Wow. Just turned 8.
She just turned 8, and she is a force to reckon with. The girl dances. She's an actor. She's gymnastics. She even got a little karate in her right now. So I just tell her, be great. Just be great at everything you do.
Great. Well, she is absolutely.
That's awesome, man. Awesome.
Yes. Well, I'm happy you love the tribute. I will be sending it to you after the show so that you can keep it. Loria was one of the people that was not able to get a tribute. We wasn't doing the tributes at the time. So you have your first tribute from Peachy Tea Time.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Oh, Tiffany.
Miss Tiffany.
Tiffany was down there crying for you,
I'm like, oh God.
We know we're bonded by grief, so we feel it. It's a core.
Exactly. So Tiffany, here you go. It's always hard, Tiffany, doing this.
I know, because you connected to my kids too. Yeah.
Loria, when she asked me to do the show, when she first came on, I told her no. I said, I'm not going to do it. And she was like, Tanel, no, you got to do it. This is what you do. I'm like, I'm not finna do this.
Yeah.
I know her. I'm not finna do it. She called me auntie. I call her Miss Cool.
Yeah.
But Tiffany, baby, all I can say is this is for you. Here you go.
Would you know my name if I saw you? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Oh, I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven?
Happy birthday, dear
I'll find my way.
Happy birthday
through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. don't belong.
I mean, you said
Woo.
That was hard.
Whoa, definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Everybody
That
else.
was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you, friend. My
You're
sister,
welcome.
my friend. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Um, and this get harder each time I do this show on Wednesdays. I let everybody know this is my favorite edition of Peachy Tea Time. We have just strictly Peachy Tea Time on Mondays. We have Peachy News on Wednesdays. We have a dose of peach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then we got our Peachy Thoughts, a married couple's point of view. And then we got the weekend spot. And a lot of people would probably think that my favorite out of all of those shows would be Love and Relationships because I'm on there with my husband. But it's something, Jason, it's something about what we do on Wednesdays for these families. I went to the bank today. I had to go get a letter for a grant that I'm applying for. And they asked me, what do I do? She said, I like it. I like that name, Peachy Tea Time. What do you do? And when I told her, I started crying. When I told her, I left the medical field that I had been in for 20 years because I needed to dedicate myself to what I'm doing. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard coming on here watching these families go through this. And like Jason was saying, sometimes you, as a mother that lost a child, talking about Tiffany and LORIA, that you question why. And sometimes I question myself. I question God. Why do you have me doing this? Everybody know I love celebrity gossip. But why was I put to do this? Tiffany is the closest thing to me that I've seen go through something like this. And it's hurtful. I think everybody needs to take a look. Show these Wednesday videos to your kids. Now, I ain't going to say the other shows. You ain't got to do the other show. But Wednesdays, show them to your kids. Let them know what's going on out here in these streets. Let them know how these mothers is hurting. That they had to go through this and still going through it. I'm so thankful for you, LORIA. I'm so thankful for you. God knew what he was doing today.
Mm-hmm.
My friend needs you.
Mm-hmm.
We need each other. And if it wasn't for her and you listening to Miss Tiffany's heart, we all wouldn't be here today to build this platform for all of us. And this is why I am so bonded with you. I say I'm bonded by grief with these mothers, but I'm so bonded with you because you were obedient enough to say, if not me, then who? You have the heart, you have the voice, let alone the platform. The platform is growing on its own, but it's the love that you carry behind these stories that we sincerely just pour out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany was your test drive, and that was personal. And after if you can get through that, and you got through that, you was ready for us and the other moms to come. And so that is why I'm always there when you call, and that is why I always know where there's a comforting place for these other moms to come, because I could tell them what I tell them every time. We're not depressed. We're pressing. We're pressing on this pain to turn it into a purpose. This is what I tell my mothers and my angel dads that I meet every time. And I say, there's healers, there's prayer warriors, and unfortunately, there are grief guiders. And from the wound, and a pastor that's in my family told me this, I'm sorry, niece, but from the wound, he knew he could trust you with grief. And you guided so gracefully, and you are an inspiration to me. And I just melted because I didn't never look at it that way. How am I still standing? How can I still have love? And how can I forgive? You know, and how can I be better and not bitter? You know, and okay, I've been reading the book of Luke. It's all in the book of Luke. Luke, from the wound, I was supposed to guide grief, and I want to do it gracefully, and you helped me do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amen.
I tell Tiffany all the time that, like she said, she was a firecracker back in the day. You know, Tiffany, she was one to deal with back in the day, baby. But I always tell you, Tiffany, that your life changed to God before her kids was gone. And I always tell her that I feel like God was preparing her, because I don't think the old Tiffany would be sitting here right now today. The Tiffany that I grew up with, losing 2 children.
She gone.
Either Tiffany would have been gone or Tiffany would have been in prison somewhere. Because one thing I know that never changed, from whether it was the old Tiffany to the new Tiffany to the now Tiffany, is that she loved her doggone kids. She loved her children. And she was going to do everything she could to love them, protect them, and be there for them. So I thank God for saving my friend before all of that happened and occurred. I really
Me
do.
too.
I really do.
Me too.
So we have came to the end of the show. We have cried. We have laughed. We have had a great time tonight. Again, I'm so honored to have you ladies here. But before we go, I have to let you guys say anything that's on your heart that you would like to say to each and every person that's out there watching. And Tiffany, we're gonna start with you.
Okay. After that touching tribute, um, I just want to encourage somebody out there. I just pray that whatever was spoken today, that somebody is encouraged by me and Loria. Um, Grief is something that we will do the rest of our lives, but I truly believe that, um, as she stated, there are people out there as her. Like, I know she definitely is has been a beacon light to me. And I'm so all over the place right now. But
You're fine. You're fine.
um hmm, I just wanna just tell people to just stay encouraged. Don't give hope, don't give up on hope. And I know, like, during the holidays are coming up, and I just want people to just show love. Like, that's the main thing. Like, let's just show love for one another and respect one another. Everybody is going through something. Everybody is dealing with something. So I just encourage everybody to just show love, to just love on each other, cuz that's what we need during these times is love.
Exactly.
It's enough evilness going on in the world. And if everybody do their part to show love, it's a trickling effect. If I show love, the next person show love. If everybody is doing what they need to do, then what else could we ask for?
Yep. All right. Now, Miss Loria, what do you got to tell the folks out there watching?
I just want to tell everybody that's out there watching that if you know someone that lost somebody, like, come to this platform. Behind the scenes is a Tiffany, is a Miss LORIA. You're not alone. This is a great way to get some of that stress out of you to tell your story. We are here to, people are actually listening. But this is the season to remember. So I had made a post earlier when I was sharing this flyer, and I said, sometimes I don't want to celebrate the holidays. It's just hard to be around family without my babies. Well, I'm telling those who are in that crying stage, in that hurtful place right now, to go around your family and let them love on you. And memories is all that we have. Memories is what we make every day. So don't stop making memories. So with that being said, Miss Tiffany, these are coming your way.
The bracelet.
Oh my God.
In honor of your 2 children. So I'll link up with Miss Peachy and we're gonna get this to you. But this is for you to remember. I'm coming. That crossfire was not in vain. That's what these keychains stand for. And this right here is an honor to let you know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And we claiming lives every day by collecting these bullets off the streets. You said your daughter made a logo with the bullets with the wings, but it's flying your way. This is now a bullet shell that can't hurt nobody. So we're going to chop it up more about this, but I just want to wish everybody a happy holiday.
Thank you.
And a better new year for everyone. And peace, love, light, and healing.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
She summed it up beautifully.
Definitely. Now, Jason, can you put your little twist on it? You know, I like your little speech.
Which one are you looking for?
The water one. The water.
The water one, right?
That's all I know. It's the water one.
Absolutely. Well, before I get out of here, man, I want to say, Tiffany, I've been in all over this Coogee sweater you had on all night. I'm like, I need one. Where'd you get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need. That's okay. I look from my eye. It look like a Coogee, authentic. I need one. I need one.
It ain't the brand, but thank you very much.
That part. So, what I do want to say is, man, you know, my motto is continue to live your life in fulfillment. Right, be your absolute best. Excuse me, be your absolute best, because being empowered starts today. We live life, we love unconditionally, and we seek growth. When we do all 3 of those, we're in our alpha state. So stay primal and get after it. Last but not least, protect your peace and drink water. Protect your peace and drink water. Ladies, I thank you again so much for being on here with us, and again diving into such, you know, deep waters, because this is never an easy subject to talk about. And you guys definitely went in and did your thing. So I hope this healed and touched some people out there that's been watching, and gives them the courage and the strength to either reach out to you solo or reach out to us and want to tell their story on this platform as well. So thank you for all that you've done for us tonight.
All right. Well, y'all,
I just want to share something really quick.
Go ahead.
Man, like literally just right now, like my son, Tennille, you already know, he loved Michael Jackson. And every time I hear "You Are Not Alone," and that's just what just came to my mind just right now as I'm sitting here right now. I just wanted to remind other mothers, other parents, that you are not alone. You are not alone. It is a village of us, and we are here, and we can stand united, and we can get through it. But yeah, I just heard it, and it just made me. I could literally hear my son singing it in my ear. You are not alone, and I just want to share that with y'all. You are not alone.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. To everyone that's out there watching, Tiffany, I will be sending you your flyer, you know, so that you can post on your page just as well. Anybody that would like to have one of these flyers, please reach out to me for the details. Each family that comes on the show for the month of December, they will be getting one of these flyers if they are still fighting for justice. If the case is closed, you will get one of these flyers. Just as well to share, put out on your page, on all your social media platforms. If you would like to print it out, you can print it out, go and put it, especially the ones that you're still fighting for justice. You can print those out. You can take them to different spots, stores, wherever. You can hang them up, do whatever you think you need to do that will, comfort you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if your case is still open and justice is not served, we need to push a little bit harder. Okay. We got to push. That's all to it. We got to push a little bit harder. Okay. So again, we are out of here. I love you all so much. LORIA and Tiffany, please stay on. Please stay on until I end the broadcast, just so that I can talk to you ladies just for a little bit longer. And we about to be out of here. I love you guys. I love you so much.
We love you too.
We are going to go ahead like we always do. We're going to end the show with the tributes. Here we go.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Oh, I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Oh, would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? Oh, I'll find my way.
Say those cakes.
Through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Oh, here in heaven. Oh, 'cause I don't belong here in heaven. Would you know my name? Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Oh, I must be strong and carry on, 'cause If I saw you in heaven, oh, would you help me stand? If I saw you in heaven,
Happy
oh,
birthday, dear
I'll find my way
Marie. Happy birthday
tonight and
to
day.
you.
'Cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Oh, here in heaven. Oh, 'cause I don't belong.
Return, peachy return.